Hello, everyone. Welcome back to English Flow State. I'm Natasha, and today we're going to tackle one of the biggest challenges English learners face: how to think in English and stop translating in your head. If you've ever been in a conversation and found yourself translating every word from your native language before speaking, you know exactly how frustrating that can be. It slows you down, it makes you hesitate, and worst of all, it makes speaking English feel exhausting instead of natural. But here's the good news. Thinking in English is absolutely a skill you can develop, and by the end of this session, you're going to have practical techniques that will change the way you use English forever. Now, before we dive deep, I want you to understand something really important. When you translate in your head, you're not doing anything wrong. Your brain is actually doing what it thinks is helpful. It's trying to connect new information to what you already know. That's a natural learning process. But here's the problem. Translation creates a detour. Instead of going directly from thought to English, your brain goes thought to your native language, then to English. That's like taking 2 flights to get somewhere when you could take a direct flight. It works, but it's slower and more tiring. So today, we're going to rewire that process together. We're going to build direct pathways in your brain from thoughts to English words. No detours, no delays, just natural, fluent thinking. And I promise you, this is going to feel uncomfortable at first, but that discomfort is actually a sign that your brain is creating new neural pathways. That's growth happening in real time. Are you ready? Let's begin. Let's start with a simple but powerful concept. You need to understand that thinking in English doesn't mean you suddenly forget your native language. It means you create a separate mental space where English lives on its own terms. Think of it like this. When you were a child learning your first language, nobody taught you to translate. You learned that a round red object was called an apple by seeing it, touching it, tasting it, and hearing the word apple many times. Your brain connected the physical experience directly to the word. No translation needed. That's exactly what we're going to do with English, but we're going to do it intentionally and strategically. Here's your first technique, and I want you to start practicing this today. It's called direct association. Instead of thinking of an object in your language and then translating it, I want you to look at objects around you and immediately think of the English word. Let's practice right now. Look around the room you're in. Do you see a door? Don't think of the word for door in your language. Just look at it and think door. Say it out loud. Door. Good. Now find a window. Look at it. Window. Say it. Window. Excellent. Find a chair. Chair. A table. Table. Your phone. Phone. A cup. Cup. Do you notice what's happening? You're building direct connections. The object and the English word are linking up in your brain without any middleman. This seems simple, almost too simple, right? But this is foundational. This is how children learn, and this is how you're going to retrain your adult brain to think in English. I want you to do this exercise every single day. Narrate your environment in English. When you wake up, think bed, pillow, blanket, ceiling, door. When you brush your teeth, think toothbrush, toothpaste, water, mirror, sink. Make it a game. Make it fun. Now, let's take this to the next level. We're going to move from objects to actions. Actions are where translation becomes really sticky because verbs in your language might work completely differently than English verbs. So we need to break that translation habit with actions too. Here's what I want you to do. As you move through your day, describe your actions in English using present continuous. I'm walking. I'm opening the door. I'm drinking water. I'm sitting down. I'm checking my phone. Say these things out loud or in your head, but in English only. Let's practice together right now. I want you to do some simple actions with me and we'll describe them in real time. Are you ready? Stand up if you can. As you stand, say out loud, I'm standing up. Good. Now sit down. Say it. I'm sitting down. Excellent. Now lift your right hand. Say it. I'm lifting my right hand. Good. Put it down. I'm putting my hand down. Touch your nose. I'm touching my nose. Great job. Clap your hands 3 times. I'm clapping my hands. Perfect. Do you feel that? You're thinking and speaking at the same time without translation. This is the flow state we're building. Your brain is starting to associate the action directly with the English phrase. The more you do this, the more automatic it becomes. Eventually, you won't even realize you're doing it. English will just flow naturally as you move through your day. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Let's talk about emotions and internal states. This is where most learners get stuck because emotions are abstract.
You can't see happiness or frustration or tiredness, so your brain wants to translate these feelings from your native language. But we're going to stop that right now. From this moment on, when you feel something, I want you to label it immediately in English. You wake up tired? Think in your head, I'm tired. You eat something delicious? I love this. You're frustrated with traffic? This is annoying. You're excited about something? I'm so excited. The key is immediacy. Don't give your brain time to translate. The second you feel the emotion, label it in English. Let's practice with a range of emotions right now. Think of a time when you were really happy. Can you remember it? Good. Now don't translate the feeling. Just say in English, I was so happy. I felt amazing. It was wonderful. Say it out loud. I was so happy. Good. Now, think of a time you were nervous about something. Feel that nervousness. Now say, I was nervous. My heart was beating fast. I felt anxious. Say it. I was nervous. Excellent. Think of something that makes you angry. Maybe traffic, maybe waiting in line, maybe someone being rude. Feel that anger. Now say, that makes me angry. I can't stand it. It's so frustrating. Say it with feeling. That makes me angry. Perfect. One more. Think of something you're proud of. Maybe an achievement, maybe learning English right now. Feel that pride. Say, I'm proud of myself. I did it. I'm doing great. Say it loud. I'm proud of myself. Beautiful. Do you see what we're doing? We're connecting your internal emotional experience directly to English expressions. No translation filter. This is incredibly powerful because when you speak English in real conversations, you're often expressing how you feel. If you can think your feelings in English, you'll speak much more naturally and authentically. Now, let's address a big question you might have. What about complex thoughts? What about when you want to express an idea that's complicated? This is where most people panic and dive back into translation. But I'm going to teach you a technique that changes everything. It's called simplification before expression. Here's the secret. Native speakers don't always think in complex sentences. We often think in simple chunks and then build them up as we speak. You can do the same thing. Let me give you an example. Let's say you want to express this complex idea. You want to tell someone that you've been considering changing your career path because you feel unfulfilled in your current job, but you're worried about financial stability. That's a lot, right? In your native language, you might have a very sophisticated way to express that, but if you try to translate that sophisticated sentence into English, you'll get stuck. So instead, let's break it down into simple English thoughts. Think like this. I'm thinking about my job. I'm not happy. I want to change, but I'm worried. Money is important. I need to be careful. Do you see? These are simple sentences. A child could understand them. But here's the magic. When you speak, these simple thoughts naturally connect and flow into more complex expressions. You might say, I'm thinking about changing my career because I'm not happy with my current job, but I'm worried about money. That's natural, fluent English built from simple building blocks. Let's practice this technique right now. I'm going to give you a complex situation, and I want you to break it down into simple English thoughts with me. Here's the situation. You want to start exercising regularly because you know it's good for your health, but you're struggling to find motivation because you're always tired after work. Okay, let's break this down together. Think with me in simple sentences. I want to exercise. Exercise is healthy. But I'm always tired. Work makes me tired. I don't feel motivated. Say these sentences out loud. I want to exercise. Exercise is healthy. But I'm always tired. Work makes me tired. I don't feel motivated. Good. Now when you speak, you might say, I want to start exercising because it's healthy, but I'm always tired after work, so it's hard to stay motivated. That flows naturally from those simple thoughts. Let's do one more. Here's the situation. You're planning a trip with friends, but everyone has different opinions about where to go, and you're trying to find a compromise that makes everyone happy. Break it down. We're planning a trip. Everyone has different ideas. Some want the beach. Some want the mountains. I want everyone to be happy. We need to compromise. Say it with me. We're planning a trip. Everyone has different ideas. Some want the beach. Some want the mountains. I want everyone to be happy. We need to compromise. Perfect. Now you might say, we're planning a trip together, but everyone wants to go somewhere different, so we're trying to find a compromise. Natural and fluent. This technique is absolutely game-changing. You never have to stress about expressing complex ideas in English again. Just break everything down into simple thoughts first and let them flow together naturally when you speak.
Now I want to talk about something that might surprise you. One of the biggest obstacles to thinking in English isn't vocabulary or grammar. It's permission. You need to give yourself permission to think messily in English. Let me explain what I mean. When you think in your native language, your thoughts aren't always perfect sentences. Sometimes you think in fragments. Sometimes you repeat yourself. Sometimes you start a thought and change direction halfway through. That's completely normal. That's how human thinking works. But when learners try to think in English, they become perfectionists. They want every thought to be grammatically perfect with advanced vocabulary. And when they can't achieve that perfection, they give up and go back to translating. I'm here to tell you something liberating. Your English thoughts don't need to be perfect. They don't need to impress anyone. They just need to be in English. If you think, I want to go to store. No, I want to go to the store. That's fantastic. That's thinking in English. You corrected yourself in English. You worked through the grammar in English. That's exactly what you should be doing. Give yourself permission to be messy, to make mistakes, to sound like a learner inside your own head. Nobody's grading your thoughts. Let me give you a practical exercise that embraces this messy thinking. It's called the internal commentary technique. For just 5 minutes a day, I want you to narrate everything you're doing and thinking in English, out loud if possible, or silently if you're in public. Don't worry about perfection. Just keep the English flowing. Let me show you what this sounds like. Imagine you're making breakfast. Your internal commentary might go like this. Okay, I'm hungry. I need breakfast. What I want? Maybe eggs. No, I don't have eggs. I have bread. Toast is good. I'm going to make toast. Where's the bread? Oh, here. I'm opening the bag. The bread smells fresh. Good. I'm taking 2 slices. Now I need the toaster. I'm putting the bread in the toaster. I'm pushing down. Now I wait. What else? I want coffee. I'm making coffee now. I'm filling the kettle with water. I'm turning it on. While I wait, maybe I check my phone. Oh, message from my friend. She wants to meet tomorrow. I should reply later. Oh, the toast is ready. It smells good. I'm getting butter from the fridge. I'm spreading butter on the toast. Perfect. Do you hear how natural and imperfect that was? There were simple sentences, some grammar wasn't quite right, I changed topics, I reacted to things. That's real thinking in English. That's what I want you to practice. Don't script it. Don't plan it. Just let English flow as you do normal activities. This technique is incredibly powerful because you're training your brain to default to English instead of your native language. Let's practice this together right now. I want you to do a simple task, and I want you to narrate it out loud in English as you do it. The task is this. Stand up, walk to a different spot in the room, touch something, and come back. As you do this, describe everything in English. Don't think about it too much. Just let the words flow. Ready? Go ahead. Start moving and talking. I'm standing up. I'm walking across the room. I'm touching the wall. It feels cold. Okay, now I'm walking back. I'm sitting down again. Good. How did that feel? Maybe a little awkward? Maybe you stumbled on some words? That's perfect. That awkwardness is your brain building new pathways. The more you do this, the less awkward it becomes. Eventually, English commentary will feel as natural as breathing. Now let's talk about a major challenge. How do you think in English when you don't know the words? This is where learners panic. You want to express something, you don't know the exact English word, so you immediately go back to your language, look up the translation, and the flow is broken. I'm going to teach you how to stay in English even when you don't know the words. The technique is called circumlocution. That's a fancy word that means talking around something, describing something when you don't know its exact name. Native speakers do this all the time. If I forget the word for something, I don't switch languages. I describe it. Let me give you an example. Let's say I can't remember the word spatula, that thing you use to flip pancakes. I might say, you know, that flat kitchen thing, it's like a flat spoon. You use it to flip things when you're cooking. Eventually, someone might say, oh, you mean a spatula? And I say, yes, exactly, a spatula. I stayed in English the whole time. You can do this too. If you don't know a word, describe it in simple English. Let's practice. I'm going to describe some objects without using their names, and I want you to guess what they are. Then we'll practice together. Ready? Here's the first one. It's something you use every day. It's electronic. You can call people with it, you can send messages, you can take photos, you can search the internet. What is it? A phone. Exactly. Here's another one. It's a piece of furniture. You find it in the bedroom. It's soft. You sleep on it. You lie down on it at night. What is it? A bed. Perfect. One more. It's something you wear. You put it on your feet. You wear it inside the house to keep your feet warm and comfortable. Usually it's soft. What is it? Slippers. Yes. Now it's your turn to practice. I want you to describe something without saying its name. Let's start with something simple. Describe a refrigerator without using the word refrigerator. Use simple English to talk around it. Think about it. What would you say? You might say something like, it's a big box in the kitchen. It keeps food cooled.
You put milk and vegetables inside. It has a door. When you open it, there's a light inside. That's perfect. That's circumlocution. Let's do another one. Describe a bicycle without using the word bicycle. Think about it. How would you describe it? You might say, it's something you ride. It has 2 wheels. You sit on it. You push pedals with your feet to make it move. People use it for exercise or transportation. Excellent. That's staying in English even when you don't know or can't remember the exact word. This technique is absolutely essential for thinking in English. When you hit a word you don't know, don't panic and don't translate. Just describe it in simple English. Your brain will stay in English mode, and often the word you're looking for will pop into your head naturally because you're thinking around it in English. Now let's talk about one of the most difficult aspects of thinking in English: cultural concepts and idiomatic expressions. Every language has concepts that don't translate directly. You might have a single word in your language that expresses a complex feeling or situation that requires a whole sentence in English. When you encounter these, the temptation to translate is huge, but I'm going to show you how to reframe these concepts in English terms. The key is to understand that you don't need to translate the concept. You need to express the underlying meaning in a way English speakers understand. Let me give you an example. In some languages, there's a specific word for the feeling of wanting to squeeze something because it's so cute. English doesn't have one word for that, but we can express it. We might say, it's so cute, I just want to squeeze it, or it's adorable, I can't handle it. We're expressing the same feeling just in English terms. Or think about hospitality concepts. Many cultures have specific words for the duty of treating guests with extreme generosity. English doesn't have one perfect word, but we express it. We say things like, we always take care of our guests, or in our culture, hospitality is very important, or we believe in making visitors feel welcome and comfortable. The meaning comes through clearly even without a direct translation. Here's what I want you to do when you encounter these cultural concepts. Instead of searching for a translation, ask yourself, what am I really trying to communicate? What's the core meaning? Then express that core meaning in simple English. Let's practice this. Think of a word or concept from your culture that doesn't translate easily to English. Got one? Good. Now don't tell me the word in your language. Instead, explain the concept to me in English. Describe what it means, when you use it, what feeling or situation it represents. For example, if you're thinking of a concept about the embarrassment you feel when someone praises you too much, you might say, it's the uncomfortable feeling when someone compliments you a lot and you don't know what to say. You feel embarrassed, but also grateful. You want them to stop, but you also appreciate it. See how that works? You've captured the essence in English without needing a direct translation. Let's practice another way to think in English without translating. This one is about opinions and preferences. Often when we express opinions, we construct complex sentences in our native language with very specific nuances. When you try to translate those complex opinions word for word into English, it sounds awkward. Instead, I want you to think of your opinions in simple, direct English structures. English speakers tend to be quite direct with opinions compared to some other languages. Here are some simple frames you can use. I think, I believe, I feel like, in my opinion, to me, I prefer, I'd rather, I like, I don't like, I love, I hate. These are your building blocks. Let's practice using them. I'm going to give you some topics, and I want you to express a quick opinion using these simple frames. Don't overthink it. Just respond naturally in English. Topic 1. Studying English in the morning versus at night. What do you think? Use a simple frame. You might say, I prefer studying at night because I'm more focused. Or, I think morning is better because my brain is fresh. Simple and direct. Say your opinion out loud now. Good. Topic 2. Learning English through movies versus through textbooks. What's your opinion? Again, simple frame. You might say, I believe movies are more interesting. Or, to me, textbooks are more structured and helpful. Or, I'd rather use both methods. Say it out loud. Excellent. Topic 3. Speaking English with native speakers versus speaking with other learners. What do you prefer? Simple frame. You might say, I feel like native speakers help me improve faster. Or, I prefer practicing with other learners because I feel less nervous. Or, I think both are important. Say your opinion. Perfect. Do you notice how much easier it is to express yourself when you use these simple, direct structures? You don't need to translate complex opinion sentences from your language. Just state your thoughts clearly using these English frames. This keeps you thinking in English.
Now I want to introduce you to one of my favorite techniques for thinking in English. It's called the question and answer method. Here's how it works. Throughout your day, ask yourself questions in English and answer them in English. This creates a natural dialogue in your mind that keeps you thinking in English without any translation. The beautiful thing about this technique is that questions force your brain to generate English responses immediately. There's no time to translate because you're actively engaged in the conversation with yourself. Let me show you what this looks like in practice. Let's say you're getting ready to leave your house. You might ask yourself, what do I need to bring today? And you answer, I need my keys, my wallet, and my phone. Then ask, did I forget anything? Answer, let me think. No, I have everything. Another question, what time do I need to leave? Answer, I should leave in 5 minutes. One more, how's the weather today? Answer, it looks sunny. I don't need an umbrella. Do you see how this creates a flow of English thinking? You're not translating. You're actively using English to process your thoughts and make decisions. Let's practice this technique together right now. I'm going to give you a situation, and I want you to ask and answer questions about it in English, out loud if you can. Here's the situation. You just woke up and you need to decide what to wear today. Start asking yourself questions. What should I wear today? What's the weather like? Is it hot or cold? Do I have any important meetings? What colors do I feel like wearing? Are my clothes clean? Go ahead, ask and answer out loud. What should I wear today? Well, it's a bit cold outside. I think I'll wear jeans and a sweater. Do I have a clean sweater? Yes, the blue one is clean. That's perfect. Good job. Let's do another situation. You're at the grocery store trying to decide what to cook for dinner. Ask yourself questions. What do I want to eat tonight? What ingredients do I need? Do I have anything at home already? What's on sale? How much time do I have to cook? What sounds delicious? Go ahead, practice out loud. What should I cook tonight? Maybe pasta. Do I have pasta at home? I think so. What about sauce? I need tomatoes and garlic. Oh, the tomatoes look fresh today. I'll get those. Perfect. This question and answer technique is incredibly powerful because it mimics real conversation. You're not just thinking in English, you're dialoguing in English, and this directly prepares you for actual conversations with other people. When someone asks you a question in English, you won't need to translate because you've been practicing answering questions in English in your own mind. Now let's address something really important, thinking in English about the past and the future. This is where many learners struggle because verb tenses can be tricky, but I'm going to simplify this for you. When you think about the past, use simple past tense. When you think about the future, use going to or will. Don't overcomplicate it with perfect tenses and complex structures when you're just thinking. Keep it simple and natural. Let's practice thinking about the past in English. I want you to think about what you did yesterday. Don't translate your memories. Just describe them in simple English using past tense. Yesterday, I woke up, I had breakfast, I checked my phone, I went to work, I talked to my colleague, I ate lunch, I came home, I watched TV, I went to bed. Simple, clear, in English. Now you try. Think about your yesterday and describe it in simple past tense out loud. Yesterday, I woke up at 7. I had coffee, go ahead. Good job. Now let's practice thinking about the future. Think about tomorrow. What are you going to do? Use going to or will. Tomorrow, I'm going to wake up early. I'm going to exercise. I'll have a healthy breakfast. I'm going to study English. I'll call my friend. I'm going to be productive. Again, simple and direct. Now you try. Think about your tomorrow and describe it out loud. Tomorrow, I'm going to. Excellent. Here's a powerful exercise that combines past, present, and future thinking. It's called the daily reflection. Every night before you go to sleep, spend just 2 minutes reflecting on your day entirely in English. Ask yourself these questions. What did I do today? What did I enjoy? What was challenging? What did I learn? What am I grateful for? What will I do differently tomorrow? Answer each question in simple English. This daily practice will transform your ability to think in English because you're processing your entire life experience through English. Let me model this for you. Imagine it's the end of the day and I'm doing my reflection. What did I do today? I recorded this English lesson. I answered emails. I had lunch with a friend. What did I enjoy? I enjoyed the conversation with my friend. We laughed a lot. What was challenging? The recording was a bit difficult because I made some mistakes and had to start over. What did I learn? I learned that patience is important. What am I grateful for? I'm grateful for my health and for the opportunity to help people learn English. What will I do differently tomorrow? Tomorrow I'll prepare better before recording. That's a complete daily reflection in English. Now I want you to practice this. Think about today. What did you do? What did you enjoy? Answer these questions in English out loud. Take your time. What did I do today? What did I enjoy? I enjoyed. Good. Make this a nightly habit. Your brain will start automatically processing your experiences in English. Let's talk about a challenge that might be frustrating you. How do you think in English when you're emotional or stressed? This is when most learners immediately switch back to their native language because emotions feel so connected to our first language. But here's what I want you to understand. If you only think in English when you're calm and relaxed, you'll only be able to speak English when you're calm and relaxed. Real life isn't always calm and relaxed. You need to train yourself to access English even when you're emotional. The way to do this is through emotional vocabulary building and practice. You need to familiarize yourself with English words for emotions so deeply that they become your go-to expressions even when you're feeling intense feelings. Let's build this vocabulary right now. When you're angry, don't search for translations. Use these English expressions. I'm angry. I'm frustrated. I'm annoyed.
I'm furious. This is infuriating. I can't believe this. This is ridiculous. Repeat these with feeling. I'm angry. I'm frustrated. I'm furious. Good. When you're sad, use these. I'm sad. I feel down. I'm upset. I'm disappointed. This hurts. I feel terrible. I'm heartbroken. Say them. I'm sad. I feel down. I'm heartbroken. Excellent. When you're happy, use these. I'm happy. I'm so excited. I feel amazing. This is wonderful. I'm thrilled. I feel great. I love this. Say them with enthusiasm. I'm so excited. I feel amazing. I'm thrilled. Beautiful. When you're nervous or anxious, use these. I'm nervous. I'm anxious. I'm worried. I feel uneasy. My stomach is in knots. I'm stressed out. I'm freaking out a little. Say them. I'm nervous. I'm worried. I'm stressed out. Perfect. When you're surprised, use these. Wow. Oh my God. I can't believe it. That's amazing. That's shocking. I'm so surprised. I didn't expect that. No way. Say them with surprise. Wow. I can't believe it. That's amazing. Great. Now, here's the practice part. When you feel these emotions in real life, immediately label them in English. You stub your toe. In that moment of pain, think, ow, that hurts. You get good news. Immediately think, yes, I'm so happy. You're stuck in traffic. Think, this is so frustrating. The key is immediacy. Don't wait. Don't filter through your native language. Go straight to English emotional expression. Let's practice with scenarios. I'll describe a situation and you react immediately in English with an emotional expression. Ready? Scenario 1. You just found out you got the job you really wanted. React in English. Oh my God, I got the job. I'm so excited. This is amazing. Yes. Good. Scenario 2. You just missed your bus and you'll be late. React. No, I missed it. This is so frustrating. I'm going to be late. Ugh. Perfect. Scenario 3. You just tasted the most delicious food you've ever had. React. Wow, this is incredible. This is so good. I love this. Amazing. Excellent. Scenario 4. You just heard that someone you care about is sick. React. Oh no, I'm so worried. That's terrible. I hope they're okay. Good. Do you see how you're training your emotional responses to happen in English? This is crucial for fluent thinking. Now, let's talk about a technique that will accelerate your progress dramatically. It's called immersion thinking. This means dedicating specific periods of time where you refuse to think in your native language at all. You force yourself to think only in English, even if it's messy, even if it's simple, even if it's slow. This is like doing mental exercise. It's hard at first, but it makes your English brain stronger. Start small. Choose just 10 minutes a day where you commit to English-only thinking. Set a timer. For those 10 minutes, everything that goes through your mind must be in English. If you catch yourself thinking in your native language, stop and restart the thought in English. It might look like this. You think something in your language, you catch yourself, you say no in English, and you think it again in English. This conscious redirection is training your brain. Let me give you some activities that work perfectly for immersion thinking practice. Cooking is fantastic. For 10 minutes while you cook, narrate everything in English. I'm chopping onions. This knife is sharp. I need to be careful. The onions smell strong. My eyes are watering. Now I'm adding them to the pan. I'm heating oil. It's getting hot. I'm stirring. This looks good. Cleaning is another good one. I'm cleaning the kitchen. I'm wiping the counter. There's a stain here. I need more soap. This is dirty. Now it's clean. That looks better. Walking is perfect for immersion thinking. As you walk, describe what you see and think about where you're going. I'm walking to the park. The weather is nice. That's a beautiful tree. Those people are jogging. That dog is cute. I'm almost there. I'll sit on that bench. Exercising works too. I'm starting my workout. I'm doing push-ups. This is hard. I'm getting tired. Just 5 more. I can do it. My arms hurt. I'm done. Good job. Even just sitting and thinking about your day or planning can be done in English immersion. What do I need to do today? I have to call the dentist. I should buy groceries. I want to finish that book. Maybe I'll meet my friend later. The key to immersion thinking is consistency. 10 minutes every day is better than an hour once a week. Your brain needs regular practice to form new habits. And here's what will happen. After a few weeks of daily practice, you'll notice something incredible. You'll start thinking in English automatically, even outside of your practice time. English thoughts will just pop into your head naturally. That's when you know you're making real progress.
Now, I want to share something that might change your entire perspective on thinking in English. You don't need to know thousands of words to think in English. You can think in English with just a few hundred common words. This is incredibly liberating because most learners believe they need to build a massive vocabulary before they can start thinking in English. That's backwards. You start thinking in English with the words you already know, and as you think in English, your vocabulary naturally expands. Let me prove this to you. Native English speakers use about 300 to 500 words in everyday conversation. These are simple, common words. Think about it. Words like go, come, get, make, do, have, want, need, like, think, know, see, say, tell, ask, give, take. These basic verbs can express almost anything when combined with other simple words. You don't need to think the word purchase when you can think buy. You don't need to think commence when you can think start. Simple words are powerful words. Let's practice thinking about complex situations using only simple, common English words. I'll give you a scenario and we'll describe it together using basic vocabulary. Here's the scenario. You want to express that you're considering a career change because you feel your current job doesn't align with your personal values and long-term aspirations. That sounds complicated, right? But watch how we can express this with simple words. Think with me. I'm thinking about changing my job. My job now doesn't feel right. It's not what I really want. It doesn't match what's important to me. I want a job that makes me happy. I want work that helps me reach my goals. See that? We expressed a complex thought using words like thinking, changing, job, feel, right, want, important, happy, work, help, reach, goals. All simple words. Say it out loud with me. I'm thinking about changing my job. My job now doesn't feel right. Good. Let's try another complex scenario. You want to explain that you're trying to maintain a healthy work-life balance because you've realized that professional success means nothing if you sacrifice your physical and mental well-being. Sounds sophisticated, right? Let's simplify. I'm trying to balance my work and my life. I work hard, but I also need time for myself. I learned that success at work doesn't matter if I'm not healthy and happy. I need to take care of my body and my mind. Simple words. Balance, work, life, hard, time, myself, success, matter, healthy, happy, take care, body, mind. Say it with me. I'm trying to balance my work and my life. I need to take care of my body and my mind. Excellent. Do you see the power of simple words? You can express almost any thought with basic English vocabulary. Stop waiting to build a perfect vocabulary before you start thinking in English. Start thinking in English today with the words you already know. As you practice, you'll naturally learn new words and incorporate them into your thinking, but the foundation is simple words used well. Now, let's talk about a game-changing strategy for dealing with grammar when you're thinking in English. Many learners freeze up because they're worried about making grammar mistakes in their thoughts. They think, wait, is that the right tense? Should I use has or have? Is this sentence correct? And while they're worrying about grammar, they stop thinking in English and switch back to their native language. I want to free you from this paralysis right now. Here's the truth. When you're thinking in English, grammar mistakes don't matter. Nobody hears your thoughts. Nobody is correcting you. The goal is fluency, not perfection. Native speakers make grammar mistakes in their thoughts all the time. We start sentences and don't finish them. We mix up tenses. We use incorrect forms. It doesn't matter because thinking is messy and informal. What matters is that you're staying in English. So here's my rule for you. When you're thinking in English, if you're not sure about the grammar, just pick something and keep going. Don't stop, don't analyze, don't switch languages, just keep the English flowing. Let me show you what I mean. Let's say you're thinking about the past and you're not sure if the verb form is correct. You might think, yesterday I went to the store. That's fine. You corrected yourself in English. You stayed in English the whole time. That's success. Or maybe you're thinking about what you need to do and you're not sure about the structure. You might think, I need to call my mom. Perfect, you figured it out in English. Or maybe you just think, I need call my mom, and you know it's not quite right, but you keep thinking in English anyway. That's also fine, because you're building fluency. The grammar will improve naturally over time through exposure and practice. Let me give you a practice exercise that will help you stop worrying about grammar in your thoughts. It's called the stream of consciousness technique. For 2 minutes, I want you to think out loud in English about anything, without stopping, without correcting yourself, without worrying if it's right. Just let the words flow. It doesn't have to make perfect sense. It can jump from topic to topic. The only rule is don't stop and don't switch to your native language. Let me model this for you. I'll do a stream of consciousness right now. I'm sitting here, I'm talking to you, I hope you're learning, this is fun for me, I like teaching is my passion. I wonder what you're thinking right now. Maybe you're tired, or maybe you're excited. I'm a little hungry, actually. I want coffee. Coffee sounds good. What time is it? I should check. Oh, it's already afternoon. Time goes fast. I need to finish this, but I'm enjoying it. Okay, where was I? Right, stream of consciousness. This is how thinking works. It jumps around, it's not organized. That's okay. That's normal. See how that worked? Some sentences were incomplete. Some grammar wasn't perfect. I jumped from topic to topic, but it was all in English. That's what I want you to practice. Now you try. Set a timer for 2 minutes and just think out loud in English about anything. Don't plan it. Don't worry about mistakes. Just talk. Go ahead. Start now.
Today I woke up, I was tired, I drank coffee, coffee is good, I like coffee, now I'm learning English, this is interesting, I want to speak better, speaking is hard, but I'm trying, I'm doing good. Keep going until the timer stops. Excellent work. This exercise is powerful because it breaks down the perfectionism barrier. You're proving to yourself that you can sustain English thinking even when it's not perfect. And the more you do this, the more natural it becomes. Eventually, your English thoughts will become smoother and more grammatically correct automatically without you having to think about rules. Now I want to teach you a technique for expanding your English thinking into more complex territory. It's called the elaboration technique. Here's how it works. You start with a simple English thought, and then you elaborate on it by asking yourself why, how, or what about it. This forces you to develop your thoughts in English and practice expressing nuance and detail. Let me show you. Start with a simple thought. I like coffee. Okay, now elaborate. Why do I like coffee? I like coffee because it gives me energy. Elaborate more. How does it give me energy? It wakes me up in the morning. What else? It tastes good and it makes me feel ready for the day. Keep elaborating. When do I drink coffee? I drink it every morning, sometimes in the afternoon. Where do I like to drink it? I like to drink it at home, sometimes at a cafe. What kind do I prefer? I prefer it with milk, not too strong. Do you see? We started with I like coffee and expanded it into a detailed exploration of the topic, all in English. Let's practice this together. Start with this simple thought. I want to travel. Say it. I want to travel. Now elaborate. Why do you want to travel? Answer in English. I want to travel because I want to see new places. Good. Elaborate more. What new places? I want to see mountains and beaches, different countries. Where specifically? Maybe Japan, maybe Italy, maybe Brazil. Why those places? Because they're beautiful and interesting. What do you want to do there? I want to try the food, meet people, see the culture. When do you want to go? Maybe next year, when I save enough money. How will you save money? I'll work hard and spend less. Keep going as much as you want. This elaboration technique is fantastic for developing fluency because you're training your brain to expand thoughts in English instead of relying on translation. You're building the ability to go deeper into topics, to explain yourself, to provide details. This is exactly what you need for real conversations, where people ask follow-up questions and want to understand you better. Let's practice elaboration with another topic. Start with this thought. I need to exercise more. Say it. I need to exercise more. Now elaborate. Why do you need to exercise more? I need to exercise more because I'm not healthy enough. Elaborate. What do you mean by not healthy enough? I get tired easily and I don't feel strong. What kind of exercise do you want to do? Maybe running or going to the gym. Why those? Running is free and the gym has equipment. When will you start? I'll start next week. Why not today? Because I'm not ready. I need to plan. What planning do you need? I need to buy shoes and find time in my schedule. Excellent. Do you see how elaboration keeps you thinking in English, developing ideas, and practicing natural conversation flow? Make this a regular practice. Take any simple thought and elaborate on it in English. Ask yourself questions and answer them. Go deeper and deeper. This will dramatically improve your ability to think complexly in English. Now I want to address a situation that trips up many learners. How do you think in English during conversations with others? When someone is speaking to you, your brain is busy understanding their words. When it's your turn to speak, you want to respond quickly. There's no time for translation. This is where all your practice pays off. But let me give you some strategies to make this easier. First, practice active listening in English. This means when someone speaks to you in English, don't translate what they're saying into your language in your head. Instead, try to understand the meaning directly in English. Focus on the keywords and the general meaning. If they say, I went to the store yesterday and bought some milk, don't translate it word by word, just understand the picture. Person, store, yesterday, milk. Got it. This keeps your brain in English mode. Second, buy yourself thinking time in English. If you need a moment to formulate your response, use English filler phrases. Things like, let me think, or, that's a good question, or, well, or, you know, or, let me see. These phrases keep the conversation in English even while you're thinking. Native speakers use these all the time. They're completely natural. Third, respond with what you can say, not what you want to say. This is crucial. If you can't think of the perfect response in English, give a simpler response instead of switching to translation mode or staying silent. If someone asks, what do you think about the current economic situation? And you can't express complex economic opinions in English, you can say something simpler like, I think it's complicated, or I'm not sure. The economy is always changing, or that's difficult to say. There are many factors. A simple response in English is better than a perfect response that requires translation time.
Let's practice conversational thinking right now. I'm going to ask you questions, and I want you to respond out loud in English as quickly as you can. Don't overthink it. Don't translate. Just respond with whatever English comes to mind first, even if it's simple. Ready? Here we go. What did you have for breakfast today? Answer quickly. I had. Good. Where do you usually buy groceries? Answer. I buy groceries at. Nice. What's your favorite way to relax after a long day? Answer. I like to. Perfect. If you could visit any country right now, where would you go? Answer quickly. I would go to. Excellent. What's something you're trying to improve about yourself? Answer. I'm trying to improve. Great job. How did that feel? Maybe a little rushed? That's good. Real conversations move quickly. You don't always have time to construct perfect sentences. The more you practice responding quickly in English, the more natural it becomes. Your brain learns to generate English responses automatically, without going through translation. Now I want to teach you a powerful technique for maintaining English thinking even when you're having trouble expressing something. It's called the reset technique. Here's how it works. If you find yourself stuck, if you start translating in your head, if you feel frustrated, you simply reset by saying something out loud in English. You might say, okay, let me try again. Or, wait, how do I say this? Or, let me think in English. Or, these phrases reset your brain back to English mode. Let me show you what this looks like. Imagine you're trying to explain something and you get stuck. You start to say, I think that the situation is, and then you freeze. You're not sure how to continue. Instead of going to your native language, you reset. You say, wait, let me think. Okay, the situation is difficult. Simple. You reset in English and continued in English. Or maybe you say something and realize it doesn't sound right. You say, no, that's not what I mean. What I mean is, and you try again in English. The reset keeps you in English mode. Let's practice the reset technique. I want you to start explaining something in English, and when I say stop, I want you to reset and continue. Ready? Start explaining what you did last weekend. I went. Stop. Reset and continue. Okay, let me think. Last weekend, I stayed home and... Stop. Reset. I went out with friends. We had dinner. Stop. Reset. Wait, how do I say this? We ate good food and talked a lot. Excellent. You're using English to navigate through English. That's the goal. Now let's talk about a challenge that's particularly difficult for learners. How do you think in English about abstract concepts? Things like happiness, success, freedom, justice, love, fear. These concepts can feel deeply connected to your native language and culture, but you can absolutely think about them in English too. The key is to connect these abstract words to concrete experiences and images. Let me show you what I mean. Instead of trying to translate the abstract concept of happiness, think about moments when you felt happy. Connect the word happy to real memories. Maybe a birthday party, maybe seeing a friend, maybe eating your favorite food, maybe achieving something important. In your mind, link the word happiness to these concrete images. When you think about happiness in the future, those images will come up, and the English word will be right there with them. Let's practice this with several abstract concepts. Think about the concept of success. Don't translate it. Instead, think about a moment when you felt successful. Can you picture it? Maybe graduating, maybe getting a job, maybe learning something difficult, maybe helping someone. Hold that image in your mind and think the English word, success. Say it out loud while picturing that moment. Success. Do it again. Success. You're connecting the abstract word to a concrete experience. Now think about freedom. What does freedom look like for you? Maybe driving with the windows down, maybe traveling alone, maybe making your own choices, maybe finishing work on a Friday. Picture your version of freedom and think the word. Freedom. Say it. Freedom. Connect it to your image. One more. Think about fear. What are you afraid of? Don't translate the feeling. Picture something that makes you afraid. Heights, spiders, failure, losing someone you love. Picture it and feel that emotion and think the English word. Fear. I'm afraid. I feel fear. Say it while feeling it. Fear. This technique of connecting abstract English words to concrete experiences and emotions is incredibly powerful. You're not translating concepts, you're experiencing them in English. This makes your English thinking deeper and more authentic. Let me teach you another strategy that will help you think in English more naturally. It's called the replacement technique. This is where you actively replace your native language self-talk with English self-talk. Pay attention to the things you regularly say to yourself throughout the day. Things like, come on, you can do it. Or, I'm so tired. Or, that was stupid. Or, I need to focus. Or, almost done. Or, I'm hungry. These are your self-talk phrases. Make a list of your most common self-talk phrases in your native language, and then translate them once into English. Write them down if you need to. Then, whenever you catch yourself using those phrases in your native language, stop and say them in English instead.
Over time, the English versions will become automatic. Let me give you examples of common self-talk phrases in English that you can start using right now. When you need motivation, think or say, "Come on, you can do this. Let's go. I've got this. Keep going. Almost there. Don't give up. You can do it." Say these with me. "Come on, you can do this. I've got this. Keep going. Good." When you make a mistake, think or say, "Oops, my bad. Oh no, I messed up. It's okay, mistakes happen. I'll do better next time." Say them. "Oops, my bad. It's okay. I'll do better next time." Nice. When you're tired or frustrated, think or say, "I'm so tired. I need a break. This is exhausting. I need coffee. I can't do this right now. I need to rest." Say them. "I'm so tired. I need a break. I need coffee." Perfect. When you're focused or busy, think or say, "Focus. Concentrate. Pay attention. I need to finish this. Just a little more. Let me work." Say them. "Focus. I need to finish this. Just a little more." Excellent. Start replacing your self-talk right now. Every time you catch yourself giving yourself a little pep talk or commenting on your own actions in your native language, stop and switch to English. This might feel strange at first, but it's one of the fastest ways to make English your default thinking language. Now I want to share a technique that's particularly useful if you're an advanced learner who still translates. It's called the monolingual definition technique. Here's the concept. When you learn new English words, don't look up the translation in your language. Instead, look up the English definition in an English dictionary. Read how English speakers define the word in English. This keeps your brain thinking in English about English. For example, if you don't know the word anxious, don't look it up in a translation dictionary. Look it up in an English dictionary. It might say, "Anxious means feeling worried or nervous about something." Now you understand the word through English, not through translation. Your brain creates an English to English connection, not an English to your language connection. This is how native speakers know words. We don't translate them. We understand them in English terms. Let's practice this. I'm going to give you a word, and I'm going to define it in simple English. I want you to understand it through my English definition, not by translating. Ready? The word is grateful. Grateful means feeling thankful and happy because someone did something nice for you, or because something good happened. You feel grateful. Don't translate it. Just understand it through that English explanation. When someone helps you, you feel grateful. Say a sentence. "I feel grateful when my friend helps me." Good. Another word. Exhausted. Exhausted means extremely tired. So tired that you have no energy left. You feel exhausted after working hard all day or not sleeping well. Understand it through English. Don't translate. Say a sentence. "After running 5 kilometers, I felt exhausted." Perfect. One more. Frustrated. Frustrated means feeling annoyed and impatient because something is difficult or not working the way you want it to. You feel frustrated when you can't solve a problem or when things go wrong. Say a sentence with it. "I feel frustrated when my computer is slow." Excellent. Do you see how understanding words through English definitions keeps your thinking in English? Start using English dictionaries instead of translation dictionaries. It might be slower at first, but it's much better for developing true English thinking. Let me share something important about the journey of learning to think in English. Progress isn't linear. Some days you'll feel like you're thinking in English naturally and easily. Other days you'll feel like you're back to translating everything. This is completely normal. Your brain is building new pathways, and that process has ups and downs. Don't get discouraged on multiple days. Just keep practicing. Every moment you spend thinking in English, even if it's hard, is making those pathways stronger. I also want you to know that thinking in English doesn't mean you'll never use your native language again. You're not replacing your native language. You're adding English as another system in your brain. Bilingual people switch between languages all the time. That's normal and healthy. The goal isn't to think in English 100% of the time. The goal is to be able to think in English when you choose to, especially when you're using English, so that you're not constantly translating. Here's a realistic goal to work toward. When you're in an English environment, reading English, watching English content, speaking English with someone, you should be thinking in English. When you're in your native language environment, you'll naturally use your native language. The ability to switch between them without translation is what we're building. That's true bilingual thinking. Now let's talk about some specific scenarios where thinking in English is especially important, and I'll give you strategies for each one. First scenario, watching movies or TV shows in English. This is a perfect opportunity to practice thinking in English. Here's what I want you to do. Don't use subtitles in your native language. Either use English subtitles or no subtitles at all. As you watch, try to understand directly without translating. If you miss something, that's okay. Keep watching. Let your brain get used to processing English directly. Also, react to what you're watching in English. When something funny happens, think in your head, "That's hilarious," or "That's so funny." When something surprising happens, think, "Oh my God, I can't believe it," or "Wow, that's crazy." When you disagree with a character, think, "No, don't do that," or "That's a bad idea." You're engaging with the content in English, which keeps your brain in English mode. Second scenario, reading in English. When you read English text, articles, books, social media posts, read without translating. Let your eyes move over the words and understand the meaning directly. If you hit a word you don't know, try to guess the meaning from context before looking it up. If you do look it up, use an English definition. As you read, if you have thoughts about what you're reading, think those thoughts in English. Interesting point. I agree with this. I never thought about it that way. This is confusing. I need to read that again. Third scenario, problem solving and planning. When you're trying to figure something out, whether it's a work problem, a personal decision, or just planning your day, do your thinking in English. Talk through the problem in English. What's the issue? What are my options? What are the pros and cons?
Fourth scenario, social media and texting. This is an excellent opportunity to practice thinking in English because it's informal and low pressure. When you're scrolling through social media, think your reactions in English. When you see a post, instead of reacting in your native language, think in English. That's cool. I like this. This is interesting. I don't agree. That's funny. I want to try that. If you're texting with someone in English, compose your messages by thinking in English first. Don't write in your native language and translate. Think what you want to say in English, even if it's simple, and type that. Fifth scenario, exercising or doing physical activities. This might seem unusual, but physical activity is actually perfect for English thinking practice because your body is busy and your mind is free. When you're running, walking, swimming, or working out, use that time to think in English. Count your repetitions in English. 1, 2, 3, 4. Encourage yourself in English. Keep going. You're doing great. Almost done. Observe your surroundings in English. The weather is nice. That person is fast. I'm getting tired. I feel strong. Let me give you one more powerful technique that brings everything together. It's called the English Only Hour. Once a week, or more if you can, dedicate 1 full hour to living entirely in English. During this hour, everything you do must involve English. You can watch English content, read English articles, write in English, talk to yourself in English, listen to English podcasts, practice speaking, do English exercises. But the crucial part is that all your thoughts during this hour must be in English too. Set a timer for 60 minutes. During this hour, if you catch yourself thinking in your native language, gently redirect back to English. This intensive practice session will dramatically accelerate your progress. It's like a workout for your English brain. The more you do these English-only hours, the easier thinking in English becomes during the rest of your week. Now I want to address some common mistakes learners make when trying to think in English, so you can avoid them. Mistake number 1, waiting until they're fluent to start thinking in English. This is backwards. You don't become fluent and then start thinking in English. You start thinking in English, and that's how you become fluent. Start today with simple thoughts, not tomorrow when you know more words. Mistake number 2, only practicing thinking in English during formal study time. Thinking in English needs to be integrated into your daily life. When you're cooking, cleaning, commuting, waiting in line, these are all opportunities. Don't limit it to study sessions. Make it a lifestyle. Mistake number 3, giving up when it feels uncomfortable or difficult. Of course it feels difficult at first. You're rewiring your brain. Discomfort means growth. If it feels easy and comfortable, you're probably not challenging yourself enough. Embrace the difficulty. Mistake number 4, trying to think in advanced, sophisticated English before mastering simple English thinking. You don't need to think like a philosopher or a poet. Think like a regular person using everyday language. Simple is powerful. Simple is natural. Start there. Mistake number 5, being too hard on yourself when you slip back into translation. You will translate sometimes. That's okay. Don't be discouraged. Just notice it and gently bring yourself back to English. Be patient and kind with yourself. This is a process. Let me share some success indicators so you'll know you're making progress. You'll know you're successfully thinking in English when you catch yourself thinking an English thought without trying. Maybe you're doing something and suddenly you realize you are thinking about it in English automatically. That's a huge milestone. Celebrate it. You'll know you're progressing when you dream in English. Dreams happen in the language your brain is actively using. If you have a dream where people are speaking English or you're speaking English, that means English is becoming integrated into your subconscious mind. That's incredible progress. You'll know you're improving when you sometimes can't remember how to say something in your native language because the English word comes to you first. This might seem strange, but it's actually a great sign. It means English is becoming a primary system, not a secondary translation system. You'll know you're succeeding when you can have an internal debate or argument with yourself in English, when you can think about both sides of an issue, weigh options, and make decisions entirely in English. That's advanced level thinking. That's true bilingual cognition.
You'll know you're on the right path when English stops feeling like work and starts feeling natural. When thinking in English feels less like translation and more like just thinking. When English becomes a comfortable space in your mind, not a foreign challenge. Now, let me give you a 30-day challenge to transform your English thinking. For the next 30 days, commit to these daily practices. Day 1 through 7, practice direct association. Label everything around you in English for at least 10 minutes each day. Day 8 through 14, add internal commentary. Narrate your actions in English for 10 minutes daily while doing routine activities. Day 15 through 21, include emotional labeling. Every time you feel an emotion, immediately name it in English. Also continue the previous practices. Day 22 through 30, add the question and answer method. Throughout your day, ask and answer questions to yourself in English, and maintain all previous practices. By day 30, you should notice a significant difference in your ability to think in English. Your brain will have created strong new pathways. English thoughts will come more naturally. Translation will happen less automatically. You'll feel more confident and fluent. But here's the important part. Day 30 isn't the end. It's the beginning of your new normal. These practices should become permanent habits. Thinking in English isn't a destination you reach and then stop. It's a skill you maintain and continue to develop. Just like physical fitness, you need to keep practicing to keep improving. Let me leave you with some final encouragement. You absolutely can learn to think in English. Thousands of people have done it. You can too. It doesn't matter how old you are, how long you've been learning, or how many times you've tried and felt like you failed. You can rewire your brain. You can build new pathways. You can become someone who thinks naturally in English. The key is consistency, patience, and practice. A little bit every day is better than a lot once in a while. Be consistent. Don't give up when it's hard. Trust the process. Your brain is incredibly adaptable. Give it time and practice, and it will learn. Remember, every single English thought you have, no matter how simple or imperfect, is building your English brain. Every time you resist translation and stay in English, you're making progress. Every day you practice these techniques, you're getting stronger. You're not starting from zero. You already know English. Now you're just teaching your brain to access it directly without the translation detour. I believe in you. I know you can do this. Start today. Start right now. Look around you and think in English. Feel what you're feeling and label it in English. Think about what you're going to do next and plan it in English. You've got this. Your English thinking journey starts now. Thank you for spending this time with me. Thank you for trusting me to guide you. I'm so proud of you for taking this step. Keep practicing. Keep thinking in English. And remember, I'm here supporting you every step of the way. You're going to be amazing. Now go practice. Think in English. Live in English. Become the fluent, confident English speaker you're meant to be.